Ready day for awesome!
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 2 of Slime Rancher. Alright, in this episode I wanted to show off my farm, my ranch. Basically to show you my setup as to how I have all of my slimes in my ranch based on kind of like I did a little bit of research, and I kind of like wrote down information so that I could come up with what I believe to be the best setup for the maximum amount of plorts that you can then convert in 24 hours for the max amount of nubucks, which is why, as you can see, I use silos as part of my ranch. Now, before I get started looking around the ranch, even though you can see it, I wanted to show off a little bit of my entrance. Now, first thing I wanted to say is that I did use mods in this game, but I used them after I had reached pretty much the level that I'm in right now in this ranch. I pretty much maxed out everything I could do with it, including the nubucks. I mean, at this point, there's really nothing I can spend the nubucks on that I actually need. So I figured I'd add a little bit of fun by using mods in the game. That's why you'll see some things around that normally you wouldn't see without the mods. Now, for starters, I wanted to create a really cool entrance to my own ranch for my own purposes, since nobody actually comes in here unless they eventually put that multiplayer thing that they're planning on putting in the game. But anyways, I decided to have the entrance to my ranch guarded by a gold gordo with a Galactic Warrior fashion pod. This fashion pod came out in a recent update that came out a few days ago, 1.3.2 I believe. And it's actually really cool. I kind of like the idea of having a gold gordo with a laser sword from, let's face it, Star Wars, and the scout from from the Dragon Ball Z series. So I guess you could say that this is a Jedi Saiyan. And he's guarding my entrance. And now this is my ranch. This is the main area. And as you can see, I have 3 drones in here, plus there's one more in the back corner over there. Normally you could only have 2, but I'm using a mod that allows me to have 4. So I have 4 because, well, it seemed kind of fun to have that many. Each one of them has their own purpose in here, such as collecting plorts and collecting foods for each of the corrals. Now I'm gonna start here. This one I decided to create pink rocks. Pink rocks are actually really good because both of those items are actually very useful for building stuff. And right next to them I have a garden with their favorite food, which is the heartbeats. Next to them I have saber rads. And I'm also got a garden for them with the oka oka. And over here on this side I got the mosaic tangles. And next to them the silver parsnips. Now I have these guys all the way over here because they have their tentacles that stick out and grab stuff, and I don't want them grabbing plorts from those guys over there and turning into tars and destroying everything, so I kept them from a distance just to ensure that that doesn't happen. As you can see, I'll give you a little example. I should be able to throw this here, and if they're hungry they'll go for it, or maybe not. Anyways, I also have all of my warp teleporters all over the place. A lot of these are connected to either areas on the map or to other areas within my farm to make it easier to move in and out from different areas. I also have links for the refinery and for the marketplace here. I know I had the marketplace one somewhere around there. Maybe I removed it, but I did have it here. Made it easier to deposit the plorts when I had the silos full. Oh, here it is, right here in front of me. When I had these full, it was easier to have two, so that way my drones wouldn't get stuck on one, and then I could use the other one. I mean, I wouldn't get stuck on them. Now over here, the overgrowth area, I breed. Well, I farm fire slimes. I got 3 incinerators in here, and I got 3 drones making sure to collect all of their plorts, and 2 of them picking up the fruits and vegetables from around the area, making sure that they're well fed. I got a silo over here to collect everything. In the dock area, obviously, I have puddle plorts. I'm taking advantage of this waterfall here. That's a natural pond for the plorts. For the slime. And I have 5 of them there, and then I have 5 in each one of these, and then I got my 2 drones collecting plorts because they don't need to be fed, so that's a good thing. And then I got the silo over here. Now in the lab area, I've got these guys. These are the tabby phosphors. Behind them, I have the Q-berries. Over here, I got the boom honey, and behind them, I got the mint mangoes. The silos over here. So in the cave area, I got these guys. These are the crystal quantum largos. Over there, I got the hunter dervish. They got their favorite foods over here, which is the prickle pears and the phase lemons. Over here, I got the silo. This is the mochi expansion. And over here, I got all of them are upset. Mosaic tangles, because the mosaic tangle plorts are some of the most valued ones. Whoa! And I have a few puddle slimes over here. Plus I got their favorite food right here. Now, over at Ogden's Retreat, I also have more tangled mosaics. And I also have their favorite foods. Now, like I said, I created this ranch based on my idea of what I think was the best setup in the game. The best combination of slimes that would eliminate certain things. Like, for example, I didn't want to have to raise chickens to feed them, so I made sure that any slime that would eat chickens, they would combine with a slime that would eat a fruit or a vegetable. That way I could just feed them a fruit or a vegetable and still get the same results. And I also made sure that everything had silos so that I could collect, and then I send everything into the market all at once. But I'm gonna change that. This is what my setup looked at the time that I recorded this, but in the next segment of this video, you're gonna see a really big change. I'm gonna do what other people have done that I've heard. I'm gonna create a free range ranch. Basically, I'm gonna eliminate all the corrals, but I'm only gonna keep one type of slime in the area, or largo in this case, so that way whenever they spit out their plorts, they don't eat others' plorts that would turn them into tars, because there's only 2 in this. It's based on what they are, what the largo's composed of. And then I'm just gonna have the drones pick up plorts from the ground, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna multiply them so that there's a whole bunch of each one of them, and all the plorts are gonna go directly into the market except for the pink ones. Well, actually, you know what? The pink ones will go in there too. I can always just change it later, but that's going to be my setup. Every area is going to be changed, and I'm going to eliminate a lot of slimes. I'll probably keep the puddle ones, maybe the fire ones, but I'll eliminate the silo and just put another incinerator, and then in the other areas, I'm going to let all the slime be free, just roam around, and then I'm just going to turn all the plots into gardens so they can have something to eat, and then I'll just have the drones picking them up. So when we come back, you're gonna see my new ranch, a free range ranch. See what it looks like, see how that works out, and my new bucks will be consistently going up because my drones will be consistently dropping plorts all the time in there. See how that works out. I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty then, you gotta admit, these sunrises really do look pretty in this game. Anywho, welcome back to my ranch, and this is what it looks like now. So I've decided to go with the free range style just to give it a try to see what it looks like. I'm in my main where I used to have the pink rock, the saber rads, and the mosaic tangled. I now have just the pink rocks all over the place, and I multiplied them. I have a lot more. So what I did was I basically turned every plot into a garden, and I'm growing the heartbeats, which is the rock's favorite food. So they should have plenty of food to feed them, and as you can see, there's plorts all over the place, but I got these little guys right here going around picking them up, and man, are they going to be busy, because no matter how many times they pick up stuff, there's always something on the ground somewhere. And I got them going straight to the market over there, so now my new bucks are going to consistently go up, as opposed to just saving everything and then just shooting it in all at one time. So I think it's just easier that way at this point, and it's a lot more interesting now. In every area I did the same thing. I just now have to be a little more cautious because rock slime, they hurt you when you bump into them. I'll show you right here, as you can see. So now when I trek around my farm, kind of gotta be a little bit careful. Let's check out the other places. Now, as you can see, in the cave, I kept the crystal quantums. The other ones, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the hunter dervish were cute, but these are kind of cooler. Now, this is even more dangerous because these guys leave these things around, and that's what happens when you walk into them. So I gotta be very careful with that. Now, these guys are gonna be overworked because they're gonna be running all the time, so I'm gonna have to be checking on them every so often. And just like in the other one, I turned every one of the plots into a garden with the favorite food of one of them. And I got all the plorts going straight into the market link. Let's check out the next one. Here, I got all the boom honeys, because I kind of like the boom honeys. You know, they're kind of cool. Plus, you know, the other ones were a combination of the phosphorus, which don't do so well during the day, so I hated that I would have to be replacing them all the time, so I figured I'd just stick with these guys. Meantime, I'll just stick with these guys. Again, like the other ones, you know, these guys explode, so I gotta be really careful. Alright, over at Mochi's Manor, I kept the mosaic tangled, and then doing pretty well here. Plus I got a couple of puddled ones in here. And these guys, of course, working their butts off. These guys, they're dangerous because of those exploding things, so that's another thing I gotta keep an eye on. And this is Odin's Retreat. Or Ogden's, I don't know exactly how to say his name, but pretty much the same as the other one. My slime are nice and happy roaming around free. Now, as for the overgrowth area and the docks area, I kept those the same because, I mean, I can't really release puddle slimes. I mean, it's just kind of no point. They're supposed to be in ponds, so I kept them the way they were. Same thing for the fire slimes. They need to have that ash, so I just kept them the same. I mean, that's basically it. I just decided I wanted to give this a try to see what it was like. It seems kind of interesting to have them around there, you know. Now that I see that little guy over there transformed into a warrior, galactic warrior, I may just go around and start doing the same for all of my slime eventually, just to make them look interesting. I mean, this is an interesting concept to have them all free roaming around and then turn every plot into a garden so they can always have food all around. I mean, the only downside is I gotta pay attention that some of them tend to start getting into the other areas, and I want to avoid that to make sure that no tars get formed. And on top of that, my drones are working twice as hard, which means they're going to run out of water a lot quicker, so I may want to consider using the mod and adding a couple of more drones in each area, just because that's a lot. I mean, a lot of plorts to pick up on the ground. Look at that. At least the machine used to do them the favor and pick them all up, and they had one place to go. These guys are running around the place. But yeah, this is what my ranch looks like now, and I consider it to be the best I can do right now, and I enjoy it the way it is. If you want, you could share at the bottom of this video and tell me what you think your best ranch style is, either corralled or free roaming. What slimes do you like to keep, whether they're largo form or whether they're just regular form? Leave it in the comments down below, so check it out, and maybe you can leave me a picture, a video, a link to a video or something so I can check them out. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, or if you didn't. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and check out my latest video in the corner up there. Later. Peace!